Welcome to The Explainer. So imagine waking up tomorrow and instead of frantically tapping through 10 different apps, you just naturally speak to an AI. Today, we're doing a massive deep dive into this completely new technology called AI agents. Seriously, experts are calling this the absolute biggest technology shift we're going to see by 2026. Picture this. You're sipping your morning coffee and you simply tell your AI, hey, book my flight to New York for next Friday. Grab the cheapest 4-star hotel near Times Square, figure out the best travel insurance, and schedule all of it on my calendar. And then you do absolutely nothing. You don't touch a single app, you don't compare a single price, you don't even open a web browser. The AI just handles the whole shebang completely on its own. Now, I know that sounds straight out of science fiction, right? But believe me, it's not. We've got a lot of ground to cover in today's explainer. We're going to peel back the layers, starting with the end of apps, moving from assistants to autonomous agents, and then looking at how these AI agents actually work. After that, we'll dive into the big tech race, the impact on our jobs, and finally, we'll talk about the ultimate risks. Let's get right into it. All right, Section 1, the end of apps, or when apps become invisible. Think about it. For literally the past 2 decades, our entire digital lives have been stuck in this one task, one app rut. You want to go shopping? Open an app. Need to check your bank balance? That's another app. Ordering food, texting a friend, getting directions. It's just an endless sea of separate, disconnected apps. But what happens when one single, highly intelligent system can just talk to every single service in the background, totally automatically? While traditional smartphone apps as we know them, they effectively become obsolete. They just become invisible. Moving on to Section 2, from assistant to autonomous agent and the evolution of AI. So, what exactly is an AI agent? Simply put, it's this entirely new generation of artificial intelligence that doesn't just answer questions, it actually thinks through problems. It takes your complex, messy goals and breaks them down into actionable steps. It uses software tools, and most importantly, it completes tasks autonomously. Unlike the standard chatbots we're used to, which just spit out some advice and stop, an agent remembers what you're trying to achieve. It plans out the next steps, and it actually crosses the finish line and gets the job done for you. Honestly, the best way to think about the difference is like this. A calculator gives you an answer when you type in a formula, right? Well, that's your standard AI chatbot today. But an accountant looks at a huge, messy financial problem and proactively solves it for you without you having to hold their hand. What we're seeing right now is AI rapidly evolving from that basic calculator into your own incredibly smart, proactive personal accountant. Okay, Section 3. Let's look at how AI agents work, specifically the real-world mechanics. Let's say you tell your AI, hey, I need a complete vacation plan for under $2,000. Literally seconds later, boom. It compares all the flights, it analyzes the hotels and checks the local weather. It goes ahead and buys your travel insurance. It even blocks out the time on your work calendar. You're not sitting there opening 20 different browser tabs. The agent is seamlessly connecting all the dots entirely on its own. Which brings us to Section 4, the big tech race and the billions being invested in autonomy. Look, this isn't just some pipe dream. The absolute biggest technology heavyweights in the world are pouring billions of dollars into making this a reality. You've got OpenAI aggressively chasing autonomous task completion. Google is frantically pushing next-generation AI integration across its entire massive ecosystem. And Microsoft, they're already embedding these agents directly into their software workflows. The whole industry is betting big that the next era of software won't just reply to your prompts, it will literally operate for you. Now, let's talk about Section 5, the impact on our jobs. Who actually does the work? Because as AI starts taking over all these tasks that humans used to do, we're staring down the barrel of a massive shift. We're moving from operating software ourselves to simply delegating work to it. Think about it. You effectively become the manager of your own digital life, rather than the manual laborer clicking all the buttons. Now, sure, this is going to create some unbelievable, unprecedented new opportunities. But make no mistake, job roles as we understand them today are going to be fundamentally restructured. And that leads us to our final part, Section 6, the ultimate risks, or the dark side of autonomy. Now, before we all get totally swept up in how incredibly convenient this sounds, we really need to pause and ask ourselves one massive question. If autonomous systems start making decisions completely on their own, who actually stays in control? Because the second you remove the human from the loop, the consequences of an AI just making a simple mistake multiply exponentially. I mean, are we really ready to trust a totally autonomous system with our hard-earned money and personal banking transfers? What about letting it navigate highly sensitive, complex healthcare decisions based on its own analysis of our symptoms? Are we genuinely prepared to relinquish control over crucial legal matters? Because here's the reality. Convenience at this massive scale always demands a terrifying trade-off with control. You know, history shows us over and over again that every major technological revolution creates amazing opportunities, but it also brings some really deep, unexpected risks. We saw it with the printing press, the splitting of the atom, the internet. They completely changed the world. But AI agents, they possess a level of independent agency and execution that we as a species have literally never had to deal with before. So, we've looked at the mechanics, the big tech investments, and the frankly immense risks involved. This invisible app ecosystem of 2026 is hurtling right toward us, which leaves us with one final lingering question. Are you really ready to hand over your digital life? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. In part 2, we'll be covering exactly how these AI agents work under the hood. We'll check out some mind-blowing real-world examples, and we'll see the exact directions companies like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft are heading. Until then, keep your eyes wide open. See you next time.